start. Stage 5, paragraph page 373. Again, our last headword was amount to Newark type of lesson.
Mm,
Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go. What's the difference between to point at and to point out? What's the difference between to point at and to point out? The difference
The
between
difference
to point
between
at
point at
and to point out
and to point
is
out
that we
is
use
that
to
we
point at
use to point
for the
at
action of
for the
pointing the
action of
finger at
pointing
an object,
finger at an object,
whereas to point out
whereas to
means
point out
to
means
indicate something
to indicate
among different
something
things.
among different things.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pointing at
You're
the light.
pointing at the light.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You're
pointing at the
pointing at
picture
the
on
picture
the wall.
on the wall.
Point out the mistake in this sentence, please. I've gone to the cinema this week. Point out the mistake in this sentence, please. I've gone to the cinema this week. We can't say
We can't
I've gone
say
to the
I've gone
cinema
to
this
the
week.
cinema this
We
week.
must say
We must
I've
say
been to the
I've
cinema
been to
this
the
week.
cinema this week.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm
I'm
pointing out
pointing
the
out
mistake
the
in that
mistake in
sentence.
that sentence.
Very good. In your country, do people visit their relatives' graves? In your country, do people visit their relatives' graves? Yes or no?
Yes,
In my
in my
country,
country,
people visit
people
their
visit
relatives'
their
graves.
relatives' graves.
Very good. Is it bad for your neck to sleep without a pillow? Is it bad for your neck to sleep without a pillow? Yes or no?
Yes,
It's bad for
it's
my neck
bad for my
to
neck
sleep
to
without
sleep
a pillow.
without a pillow.
Very good. Can we have a fire without flames? Can we have a fire without flames? Yes, we can
Yes,
have a
we can
fire
have fire
without flames.
without frames.
Very good. How long is the flight from there to England? How long is the flight from there to England? The flight
The
from
flight
here
from
to
here
England
to
is
England
about.
is about 12 hours.
Very good. Okay. What do the words may and might express? What do the words may and might express? The
The
words may
words
and
may
might
and
express
might
the
express
idea of
the idea
perhaps.
of perhaps.
What's the difference between may and might? What's the difference between may and might? The
The
difference
difference
between may
between
and might
may and
is that
might
we
is
cannot
that
use may.
we
We cannot
can't we cannot
use
use
may in the second
may
conditional.
in the second conditional.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. If I went to
If I
London,
went to
I
London,
might visit
I might visit
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace.
Very good. Do you think it may rain later? Do you think it may rain later? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think
I
it
think
may rain later.
it may rain later.
Very good. What do you think I might have in my pocket? What do you think I might have in my pocket? I think
I
you
think
might have
you might have some coins
in your
in your
pocket.
pocket.
Very good. What might happen if you didn't look both ways before crossing the road? What might happen if you didn't look both ways before crossing the road? An accident
An
might happen
accident might
if
happen
I didn't
if
look
I
both
didn't look
ways
both
before
ways
crossing the
before
road.
crossing the road.
Very good. What might you see if you went to London? What might you see if you went to London? I might see
I might
Buckingham
see
Palace,
Buckingham
the
Palace,
Houses of
the Houses of
Parliament,
Parliament,
Trafalgar Square,
Trafalgar Square,
Piccadilly Circus,
Piccadilly Circus,
etc. if I
etc.
went to
if I
London.
went to London.
Do you think there might be another world war? Do you think there might be another world war? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
think there'll
think
be
there'll
another
be
world war.
another world war.
Very good. What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? The
The
difference
difference
between arrive
between
at
arrive
and
at
arrive
and
in
arrive
is
in
that
is
we
that
arrive at a
we
point,
arrive at a point,
whereas we arrive
whereas we
in an
arrive in
area.
an area.
Very good. What time do you arrive at school? What time do you arrive at school? I
I
arrive at
arrive
school at.
at school at 6 p.m.
Very good. If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If I
If
arrive
I
at
arrive
a
at
foreign airport,
a foreign airport
without my passport,
without my
I
passport,
might not
I
be
might
able, not
uh, uh,
be able,
I
Omar, I might
uh,
not be
I
able
might not be able
to
to
enter the
enter the
country.
country.
Very good. What is a cafe? What is a cafe? A
A
cafe
cafe
is a
is
small,
a small
informal restaurant
informal
where
restaurant
you can get
where you
light
can get
meals,
light meals,
snacks, and
snacks,
drinks.
and drinks.
Very good. Do you owe me any money? Do you owe me any money? No,
No,
I
I
don't owe
don't owe
you
you any
any money.
money.
Do I owe you any money? Do I owe you any money? Yes.
No,
Yes.
yes,
You owe
yes,
me some
you
money.
owe me some
Yeah,
money.
just to practice yes and no. Very good. What does it mean to give back? What does it mean to give back? To give
To
back
give
means
back means
to
to
return.
return.
When you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When I
When
go
I
on
go on
holiday, I
holiday,
bring back
I bring
souvenirs with
back
me.
souvenirs with me.
Megan, are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Yes or no?
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
going
going
to go
to
back home.
go back
Go
home
immediately after the
immediately
lessons
after the
ended.
lessons ended.
Megan, when people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? When people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? Yes or no?
Yes,
When people
when
lend me
people
money, I always. One more?
lend me money,
Yeah, yes.
people,
When people
when
lend me
people
money,
lend me
I
money,
always pay
I
it back.
always pay
Pay
it
it
back
when promised.
when promised.
Very good. Do you know anybody who has retired but then later gone back to work? Do you know anybody who has retired but then later gone back to work? Yes or no?
Yes,
I know
I know
somebody who
somebody
has retired
who has
but then
retired but
later
then
gone back to
later
work.
gone back to work.
Very good. What is your normal breakfast? What is your normal breakfast? My
My
normal
normal
breakfast
breakfast
is.
is coffee and boiled eggs.
Do people normally feel proud when they do well in exam? Do people normally feel proud when they do well in exams? Yes,
Yes,
people normally
people
feel proud
normally feel
when they
proud
do
when
well
they do
in
well in the
exams.
exams.
Do you take pride in your work? Do you take pride in your work? Yes or no? I
Yes, I
take pride
take pride
in my work.
in my work.
Very good. If you were very rich, would you have servants in your house? If you are very rich, would you have servants in your house? Yes or no?
Yes,
If
if
I were
I were
very
very
rich,
rich,
I'd have servants
I'd have
in my
servants in
house.
my
How
house
many?
too.
Wow, very good. Okay, very good. One cooking, one cleaning. Okay, next.
Yes, yes, yes.
Does a lorry
Uh,
have fewer wheels than a car? Does a lorry have fewer wheels than a car? No, a lorry
no, a
doesn't
lorry
have fewer
doesn't
wheels
have fewer
than a
wheels
car.
than a
It
car.
has more
It
wheels.
has more wheels.
Very good. About how long is an arrow? About how long is an arrow? An arrow is
An arrow
about a
is
meter long.
about a meter long.
How many centimeters make a meter? How many centimeters make a meter? 100
A
centimeter
hundred
make a
centimeters,
meter.
centimeters
Make a
make
meter.
a meter.
Very good. Do you know anybody who has long beard? Do you know anybody who has long beard? Yes or no?
Yes,
I know
I know
somebody
somebody
who
who
has
has
long beard.
long beard.
Very good. Is it false that the opposite of heaven is hell? Is it false that the opposite of heaven is hell? No, it
No,
isn't
it
false
isn't
that the
forced
opposite
that
of
the
heaven
opposite of
is
heaven
hell.
is hell.
It's true.
It's true.
Is everything we read in the newspapers true? Is everything we read in the newspapers true? No,
No,
not everything
not
we read
everything we
in the
read in the
newspaper is
newspaper
true.
is true.
Some things are
Some
true
things are
and some
true
things are
and some
false.
things are false.
Very good. Why do you think this is so? Why do you think this is so? I think
I
maybe
think
it's
maybe
because
it's because
newspapers haven't
newspapers
always got
haven't
time
always got
to make
time
sure
to make
that what
sure
they write
that what they
is
write
completely
is
true.
completely true.
Very good. Is it cheap to maintain a large house? Is it cheap to maintain a large house? No,
No,
it
it
isn't cheap
isn't cheap
to
to
maintain a
maintain
large
a
house.
large
It's
house.
expensive.
It's expensive.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's no.
Okay.
Well, 173. One more. One more.
Mm-mm.
How do we translate the word it takes in Japanese? How do we translate the word it takes in Japanese? We translate
We
the word
translate
it takes
the
with
word it takes with kakarimasu in
in Japanese.
Japanese.
Very good. How long does it take you to go home from your office? How long does it take you to go home from your office? It takes
It takes
me
me
about
about 30
to
minutes
go home.
To
from
go
my
home
office?
from my office.
Does it take longer to fly from there to Ireland than to go by train and ship? Does it take longer to fly from there to Ireland than to go by train and ship? No,
No,
it
it,
doesn't
it,
take
it doesn't
longer
take
to
longer
fly from
to
here
fly from
to
here
Ireland
to
than
Iran
to go by
than to
train
go by
and ship.
train and ship.
It takes less
It
time.
takes less time.
About how long would it take you to reach the station from there if you walk very fast? About how long would it take you to reach the station from there if you walk very fast? It would take
It
me
takes me
about
about four
to
minutes
reach the
to
station
reach a
from
station
here
from
if I
here
walk
if
very
I
fast.
walk very fast.
Very good. What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment? What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment? I've got about
I've got about 1,000 yen
in my
in my
pocket at the
pocket
moment.
at the moment.
Do they use a large amount of wood in building houses in your region? Do they use a large amount of wood in building houses in your region? Yes or no? They
Yes,
use a
they
large
use a
amount of
large
wood
amount of wood
in building
in
houses
building
in my
houses in
region.
my region
Why? Why? Because
because it's uh,
it's it's elegant to look at.
it's elegant
To look at.
to
Very
look
good.
at. Mm.
Very good. What do 50 pounds and 13 pounds amount to? What do 50 pounds and 13 pounds amount to? 50 pounds
50
and
pounds
13
and
pounds
13
amount
pounds
to
amount to
63 pounds.
63 pounds.
Very good. And that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work. Very
Okay.
good. Okay. So repeat further.
Further.
Sweden. Sweden.
Sweden.
In
Sweden.
in addition.
In addition.
Extra.
Extra.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word further means the same as farther, but
Mhm.
it also means in addition or extra. For example, I'd have to go to the information office if I wanted further information about train times at the station.
Mhm.
If I failed an exam, I'd have to take further lessons.
Mhm.
Sweden is a noun. It is a country in Northern Europe. For example, Sweden is further from Spain than Switzerland. Let's practice. What does the word further mean? What does the word further mean? The word
The word
further means
further
the
means
same as
the
farther,
same as
but
farther,
it also
but
means
it also
in
means
addition or
in
extra.
addition or extra.
Right, which is further from Spain, Sweden, or Switzerland? Which is further from Spain, Sweden, or Switzerland? Sweden is further
Sweden
from Spain,
is
further from
further
Spain
from
than
Spain
Switzerland.
than Switzerland.
Very good. OS. Okay. What's the furthest you've ever been? What's the furthest you've ever been? The furthest
The
I've ever
furthest
been
I've ever
is
been
from Japan
is
to.
from Japan to New York.
Very good. Where'd you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at a station? Where'd you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at a station? I'd have to go
I'd have
to
to
the
I'd
information
have to go
to
to
the
the
information
information
office if
office
I wanted
if I
further
wanted
information
further
about
information
train times
about the
at
train
a station.
times at the station.
Very good. Give me a further example of the word further. Give me a further example of the word further, please. If I failed
If
an
I fail
exam,
an exam,
I'd have to take
I'd have
further
to
lessons.
take further lessons.
Very good. Next, repeat. Past perfect.
Pa- uh,
Past perfect.
Past perfect.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about past perfect. Okay, repeat. I had eaten.
I had eaten.
Very good. Okay, listen. The past perfect communicates the same idea as the present perfect, except that instead of thinking about time before and up to now, we are thinking about time before and up to a specific point in the past. For
Mhm,
example, when we use the present perfect, we can say, Mary cannot enter her flat because she has lost her key. So
mhm,
she doesn't have the key up to now. With the past perfect, we can say, Mary could not enter her flat yesterday because she had
mhm,
lost her key. But it
mhm,
means she can enter now because she found it now,
mhm,
only yesterday. Okay,
mhm.
so let's practice. When do we use the present perfect? When do we use the present perfect? We use
We
the
use the
present perfect
present
when we
perfect
are
when
thinking
we are
about
thinking
time
about
before
time
and up to
before
now.
and up to now.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary cannot
Mary
enter her flat
cannot enter her flat
because she has lost
because
her
she
key.
has lost her key.
What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That sentence
That
means that
sentence
Mary
means
does not
that
know
Mary doesn't
where her
know
key is
where
now.
he key is now.
Where her key is now
Where her key is now
because of losing it
because of losing it
earlier today.
earlier today.
Very good. When do we use the past perfect? When do we use the past perfect? We
We
use the
use the
past
past
perfect when
perfect
we are
when
thinking
we are
about
thinking
time
about
before
time
and up to
before and up
another
to
point in the
another
past.
point in the past.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary could not
Mary
enter
couldn't
her flat
enter her flat
yesterday because
yesterday
she has
because
lost her key.
she has lost her key.
Yeah, she had lost her key.
She had lost her key.
What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That sentence
That
means
sentence
that
means
Mary did not
that
know
Mary didn't
where her
know
key
where
was
her key
yesterday
was
because
yesterday
of losing it
because of losing it
earlier in the day.
earlier in the day.
Very good. What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. The difference
The
between
difference
those two
between those two
sentences is that
sentences
I
is
ate
that
my dinner
I ate
at
my
9
dinner
o'clock
at
means
9 o'clock
I
means
started to
I
eat my
started
dinner
to eat my
at
dinner
9 o'clock,
at 9 o'clock.
whereas I had
Whereas
eaten
I
my
had
dinner
eaten my
at
dinner
9
at
o'clock
9
means
o'clock
that
means
my dinner
that my
was
dinner
already finished,
was was
already finished
already
at
finished
9 o'clock.
at 9 o'clock.
Where again, had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Yes or no?
No,
I hadn't had
I
anything
hadn't
to eat
had anything to
before
eat
I came
before
to
I
school
came
today.
to school today.
After this, you'll have dinner. Very good. Had you ever seen me before you came to the school? Have you ever seen me before you came to the school? Yes or no?
No,
I had never
I
seen
had
you
never seen
before I
you
came to this
before
school.
I came to
This
school.
school.
Came to
Before I
school.
came to this school.
Before I came to this school.
Very good. When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When I began
When I
my
began
lesson at
my
this
lessons at this school,
school, I had already
I had
studied
already
some English.
studied some English.
Very good. Next, repeat. Party,
Party,
political.
political.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word party is a noun. A party is a social event when a lot of people meet together to enjoy themselves by eating, drinking, dancing, etc. It can be a small or a large party. For example, birthday party. I sometimes throw a party at home on my birthday. The word party could also mean political group. Political is an adjective. Political means relating to the politics and governments of a country, city, etc. For example, a political party. The strongest political party in my country is the Democratic Party. Let's practice. What does the word party mean in Japanese? What does the word party mean in Japanese? The word
The
party
word
means
party means
party or to
party, party
in Japanese.
in Japanese.
Very good. Or to, like political party, jiminto. Okay.
To.
Yeah. Next,
Yes.
do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Yes or no? I
Yes.
sometimes
I
throw a
sometimes
party at home
throw a party at home
on my birthday.
on my birthday.
Which is the strongest political party in your country today? Which is the strongest political party in your country today? The
The strongest
political party
political
in my
party
country
in my
today
country today
is the,
is the
let's say, Democratic Party.
Democratic Party.
You're not a political person so much, like me. Okay, next one. Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? Do you prefer to go on a holiday with a friend or in a large party? I prefer
I
to go
prefer
on
to
holiday
go on holiday with
with a
my
friend
friend. With
than
friend.
one
With
more. I prefer
I
to
prefer
go
to go on
a hol-
holiday
with a friend
with the
than
friends
in a large
than in
party.
a large party.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Very good. So our reading is at stage 4, paragraph
Oh,
page 239. Last headword
sorry.
was stay. Okay, please start at page 240. Headword shall, suggestion.
Mm.